Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. We're going to get into our video in just a minute, but before we do, I want to remind you to get your mailbag questions in using hashtag Broncos in the comments of this video. We got a few good Broncos questions in our last video where I asked you for the hashtag, but I want to get a few more, maybe do 2 mailbag videos this week. We'll see. I want to be able to interact with you guys and see what you guys are wondering. You can ask anything about the draft, free agency, the current roster, anything Broncos, fire away in the comment section. And now, y'all have asked, so here comes some Deshaun Watson trade rumors. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. I'm your host, Sam Brown, and today we're diving into some Deshaun Watson trade rumors because it seems like they're never going to stop until he is actually moved. And if you actually follow us or you're subscribed to our main Chat Sports channel, we broke down, Mitchell Renz broke down from 1 all the way down to 31, every team's chances of trading for Deshaun Watson. It's a very fluid situation, so don't get mad at me for the list. It's all Mitch. Mitch made it all himself. And he put the Denver Broncos in a very interesting spot in the video. Before we do that, I'll go ahead and break down 1 through until where the Broncos are. At 1, the Miami Dolphins, obviously with the Tua Tagovailoa rumors that have been resurfacing. The Chicago Bears don't know what they're going to do at quarterback at number 2. The 49ers at number 3 are very interesting, potentially uniting Deshaun Watson with Kyle Shanahan. The Carolina Panthers at number 4, Teddy Bridgewater probably isn't the future. Could they draft a quarterback? Could they trade for a quarterback? We'll have to see. And then the New York Jets, who seem like they'll pick a quarterback at number 2, but you never quite know. The New England Patriots and the Washington football team both have shaky futures at the quarterback position. And at number 8, there they are, the Denver Broncos. What will they do with Drew Lock? Will they move on from him? Will they keep him at quarterback? Could they make a move? The Saints and the Lions round out the top 10 there. But Mitch put the Broncos at number 8. If you're upset with that, get mad at him at Mitchell Renz 365. But just look at that picture. There's just something about those strong arm quarterbacks that look good in the Broncos blue and orange. I hope he doesn't become a Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler type, but I seriously doubt that's the case. Deshaun Watson is an all-star caliber player, and he's going to be in this league for a long, long time. So I'll open up with this question for you. Should the Broncos trade for Deshaun Watson? I've got a feeling I'm going to see a lot of whys in the comments section, but get your answers in down below. Do you want the Denver Broncos to make a trade for Deshaun Watson? Vegas kind of likes him too. These odds are on Deshaun Watson's 2021 team if traded. The Jets top the list at plus 200 for all you guys who are new to gambling. You bet $100, that's how much you would make, 200. The Dolphins are second at plus 300. The Bears at plus 400. And the Broncos are right in there at plus 500. As in you bet 100, you would make 500 if it hits. And then the Colts rounding out the top 5 at plus 800. Now you better believe that if Deshaun Watson gets traded, we're going to make a video about it. I bet if I tried, I might be able to convince the bosses to let me go live. I don't think it'll happen, but hey, worth a shot. Now, since Friday, we've gotten 283 new subscribers, which is awesome. Round of applause to you, but let's keep that momentum going. Hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't already. Send that link to some friends, chatsports.com/Broncos TV. I want to get this channel blowing up and up there with some of the best channels that we have here at Chat Sports. Now, let's dive into Deshaun Watson and his unhappiness with the Texans organization. Adam Schefter reported earlier on Sunday that there's a growing sense that Watson has played his last snap for the Texans. They've had talks apparently internally about potential trade partners for Deshaun Watson. Whether the Broncos could come in there and swoop him, we'll have to wait and see, but it's certainly something that's very intriguing and something to watch over the days and weeks to come. Now, I talked about Matthew Stafford trades the other day and his cap hit and how it's so grandiose. Some people might ask me, hey, Deshaun Watson got a big fat deal. Yeah, but that doesn't really kick in until about 2022. He's only making about $10.54 million this year, or in the 2021 season. That's a fairly manageable fee. I mean, it's a great offer, or it's a great price for a quarterback of Deshaun Watson's caliber. Now, some of you saw that video the other day where I told my take. I am team give Lock 1 more year. I think he's got the potential. He's got the pieces around him if they can get healthy, and if maybe he can fix some holes and add some depth to the offensive line, that Drew Lock could pan out as a good quarterback. So I'm getting a little bit of a revisionist history here. I am team give Lock 1 more year. Unless you can get Deshaun Watson, of course. I mean, this is a completely different conversation that you're talking about. I wasn't even factoring that in. If you can get Deshaun Watson, you go get Deshaun Watson. I mean, this guy is a budding star. He's a superstar already and is only going to get better. Led the league in passing last season with a horrible core of receivers around him. After they traded away DeAndre Hopkins, his top receiver was Will Fuller, who then got suspended. Brandon Cooks was injured at some point. Kenny Stills was released during the season, and yet he led the league in rushing. And then you factor in what he does on the ground game, in passing yards. What he does on the ground game with over 440 yards, 31 first downs. This is a guy that can beat you with his arm and with his legs. I think he's a star in this league. Like I said, I can't speak highly enough about it. If you can get Deshaun Watson, you do what it takes to make it happen. So I threw together a little trade for you guys, and I want you guys to judge me about it. So obviously the Broncos get Deshaun Watson, and I think that in the case that a Broncos trade happens for Watson, it would have to include Drew Lock going to the Houston Texans. So Drew Lock, the 9th overall pick and a second-round pick in this year's draft. I'm sorry, that's the typo is messed up there, but it's 2021 9th overall pick, obviously, a 2022 first-round pick, and then a 2022 third-round pick as well. Now, I asked you this question during the Stafford video, and I'll ask you again because this is my trade idea, just straight off the dome, and I'm curious, I want to know what you guys think about it. Would you do this trade? Type A for accept again, and type D for decline. I think, again, I'm going to be getting a lot of A's in the comments, but I am curious because I know some of you don't want to give away and don't want to mortgage so much of the future for a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, as good as he may be, sacrificing other roster pieces when there are other holes on the team. And naturally, all this comes down to what the Broncos will end up doing with Drew Lock at quarterback, whether they believe that he can be the future of the franchise at that position, and whether the players around Drew Lock can elevate his game. I've always had the mindset that, like I said, he could play a Baker Mayfield type role, maybe not be a stellar quarterback, but he could beat you some games and certainly has the pieces around him to be decent enough to put his team in a position to win. So I'll leave you with this question, and I want you to be very honest with me here. And it's, again, fill in the blank. Drew Lock's ceiling, top blank quarterback. I think right now, I could still see Drew Lock's ceiling being a top 12 quarterback when you think about it. I mean, an above-average quarterback in the league is certainly not out of reach for a guy like Drew Lock, given how young he is, the flashes he showed last year. But at the same time, if we see more of 2020 Lock next season, that number's only technically going to go up, but his ceiling is only going to go down. So let me know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe. And if you've got a question for our mailbag video, be sure to use #Broncos in the comments. Cool.